the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Jermaine.
Good morning.
Good morning, New Harvey.
New Harvey. There you go.
When I was still working downtown at the courthouse, sometimes
Harvey, you aged, man.
You see him?
No, that's Harvey. I'm Harvey.
That's Harvey.
Oh, you Harvey.
That's the twin.
What to say?
But the old I be trying to get up, 43 to get here, and I get in traffic sometimes, and so I would text him saying I'm running a little late, and if Homer was on the board, he'd do virtual Keith. Everything from the sniffles, the coughs, he got it all down. So anyway, phone lines open. I'm expecting Phoenix to call in and tell us what happened to the Seahawks last night.
Man, that was a good game too, though.
I couldn't, man. I would have to go down in the basement to watch it because my Wi-Fi be so crazy.
Oh yeah.
But the 49ers.
You expected them to lose.
Who, Seahawks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, every time they play.
All right. So what you mean? What happened to them? What
I
was
got. But
supposed to happen?
there's a real fan who calls in support. Let me do this. Thank you, man, for covering the last 2 Fridays. Appreciate that. Appreciate you.
You actually just broke the streak. I tried to have 2 consecutive programs without talking sports. I did that. So now you just brought up what happened last night. You broke that streak. Remember, it was always a complaint that, we would always be talking about sports. So I made
certain listeners, but other listeners.
So I made sure that, the last couple of weeks, sports wasn't a topic. It wasn't even brought up early in the program when I said, oh, we got this, and this to talk about. This is going on. Well, none of that.
Okay, well, I'm back.
Yeah, I just say, man, and I kind of feel like that maybe you need to cover sports and
we
cover the
normally
weather.
do.
Yeah, we normally do.
We normally do on
Yeah.
Fridays. Friday's free flow.
Yeah,
So-
I'm saying,
But I was just saying that because that's just on the same side as him and Michelle be laughing too much. So you get those random complaints.
Well, I got
Yeah.
a streak going.
What's that?
I didn't mention. Yes, I did. No, I didn't.
You
Wednesday.
about to keep the streak going.
No, Wednesday. Did I? I think I had to yesterday because I was talking to, but I didn't bring it up. Talking to Congresswoman Moore yesterday, but I didn't bring Dude up yesterday. So I've had a couple of days. I even talked about Dude.
Good.
So.
Good.
414-444-5600. 5250-414-4444.
You know who dude is. It's a lot of them, but it's only
I think I
one
know
that takes
that.
the cake. It's only one that take the cake.
Phone lines are open.
I was trying to get him to break the streak.
Free flow Friday. Jermaine, I'm asked you.
Yes, sir.
Break. I'm asking you to do me a favor.
Gotcha.
I didn't put it in there, but that whole piece about the contracts, we're gonna put that under Hater Nation today.
Okay.
So we will be doing Hater Nation.
Hater Nation.
So you just have to find our intro. There's an intro in there for Hater Nation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done Hater Nation in a while.
Nope. Haven't done it in a
Got
while.
some folks out there we can certainly be doing some hating on them.
Oh man, hate.
So anyway, let's do this. So Jermaine and I were talking about. He asked me if I watched the Bucks game. I watched a little bit of it, but it's a preseason game.
Yeah.
And,
But they played majority of their starters, and then because LA was losing, they kept them in that third quarter or so, just to try to give them some.
Man, AJ looked good, man.
Did
AJ Johnson, man, looked like road runner out there.
But he's so little, man.
But that's good though. He's
that way, bro.
He's skinny, long, but that cat is like road runner, man. I was like, meet when you see this cat run, man.
He's so little.
I think nope. I think Beauchamp is gonna end up getting traded, man. That cat.
Well, you know what? I don't know what his contract is, but I mean, I think
he's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, I mean, it's trade friendly.
Yeah,
trading.
Got some.
Yeah, man, because they already brought in two wings to really take his spot.
Yeah, but Prince can't shoot.
Who?
Prince.
You crazy, man.
He might hit a three.
You crazy, man.
He's not going to be an offensive
wait, the cat that came from LA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man, stop it, man.
Terrion.
Stop it, man. He was a shooter in Atlanta. He was a shooter in
He can knock down up. Yeah.
Man, he can shoot, man. That's why they brought him in.
Every NBA player. Well, hold on, Jay. Every NBA player should be hitting open shots.
Bronny ain't.
Okay, I said NBA player.
He's in the NBA.
He's not no NBA player.
But he in the NBA.
Did he play last night?
Yes. And stunk up the joint. 0 for 4.
I heard somebody on Facebook. I saw on Facebook they was talking about like hit a shot.
Man, listen, they could have put me out there. I'd have bricked for a small fee of what they paying him.
So what is he, D-League?
Man,
no, he
Bronny is more of a YMCA player.
No,
man.
I'm saying this season he's going to be.
Oh
G-League.
yeah.
I'm sorry, G-League.
Yeah, G League. I'm sure.
I don't know. LeBron probably keep him up there.
It wouldn't help him.
It would disdain their name
Because as soon as they put him in the game, the crowd get right at him, and when the crowd get at you, it affects your confidence. So when you shoot that first shot and you airball and they at you and they are already talking about you, I mean, you can tell. Yesterday he seemed like he was scared. So he shot the first shot, he missed, and the crowd, like as soon as he was getting ready to come in the game, the crowd was like they was roaring or something.
That's his father's fault. I mean,
yeah, I totally agree with
you. Too much pressure on him. I want to believe that there had to be some outside pressure,
of course,
for him to enter into the draft, because there is no way you enter into the draft averaging 4 points. In college, now AJ averaged 4 points, but he was in the Australian
he was
league.
in Australia,
so that's
coming off the bench.
That's
like,
professional. Mm-hmm. That's professional basketball.
And he didn't really get that much tick.
Right. He didn't play that much either.
Mm-hmm.
You can't he would have averaged at least 10 to 12 points in college.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
You know, to where he wouldn't even fail to the Bucks. Right. So there is nobody with a 4 point average that would even be discussed. And he was the topic of discussion for a lot of the basketball offseason, which was crazy.
And he got drafted over some college cats that was killing in college that didn't get drafted.
Right.
Yeah, but that don't just put that on Bronny. There's a whole lot of people have been drafted over people turned out to be NBA busters.
No. So again, when you get drafted, you have to have because when you get drafted, you have to have a resume. Bennett? He had a resume.
Well, Anthony Bennett came from Canada. He was the number 1 pick.
But he
had
played
a
at
resume. So
and he was solid at UNLV.
So he was actually killing in college.
What did he do in the pro?
That's
He
not the
sucked in the pro,
point.
but in college, what he did in college got him the #1 pick to Cleveland.
You have to get drafted. So
Yeah.
what we're saying is we're not talking about after you got drafted.
Yeah,
I
we
think
talking
there's
about
politics
before he
even
got-
in that, though.
That's what we saying. I'm saying it was
Yeah.
outside forces that because come on now, you average 4 points and you think that you're an NBA player.
And he really didn't. If you
And
want to be
your
honest,
team
though,
was
he really
weak.
didn't average that.
Your
To be
team-
honest,
USC was weak.
they was weak as a fool.
It wasn't like they, was a I don't even think there was a tournament team.
So what are y'all thinking that I think he should be in the NBA?
I think
he should still be in college developing.
Man, he should be playing at the YMCA with me.
No, he better than some YMCA.
So go where Jackson would.
I mean, I'm just saying.
He real athletic.
Man,
but
listen.
He's 6'1". They lied about his height. They said he was 6'4". He's 6'1".
Well, you can be athletic because I know some cats at the YMCA that's athletic, that's good. I mean, that can pull from anywhere and wouldn't have a chance in the league. And these is got our
That
guys.
was just like when they did the whole thing on N1.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how these dudes were great. I don't know if it was Chauncey Billups or somebody. They was like, dude,
Like,
these
stop
dudes, they can't play because it's more than your ability.
I think Lou Williams said
It was
that.
Lou Williams. Yeah.
It
It was
it's
Lou
more
Williams.
than your ability. You got to take care of your body.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be on time.
Yeah.
You can't be out closing clubs.
Mhm.
When you when you're young.
But they was doing that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
NBA players was doing that.
Yeah.
yeah, until they get to a certain point in their career and they realize, dude, I can't.
This is how great Iverson was.
Who?
Iverson. You said who?
I didn't hear it.
Iverson.
Oh, Iverson.
No,
Allen.
I thought you were saying Greg. I was like,
No,
Greg
I
who?
said this is how great Iverson was.
Oh.
He would always be out late, right? And so the Sixers went on a losing streak. And so he was like, you know what? We can't keep losing. I'm gonna stop
Mhm.
being out late in the clubs.
Mhm.
He went into the worst drought of his career
Yeah.
because he was resting, not being out late.
Everybody hated Allen
And he was like, hey man,
I'm going back to who
I'm
I
going back to the club.
Yeah.
He went back to the next night, scoring 40 something.
So you making the argument that if they kick it in the club, it helps their game?
No, what I'm saying is everybody have their own process.
Okay.
No, everybody can't do what Iverson did.
Right.
No.
I think that's why you see some guys playing in the NBA. You going, why is this dude still playing? Because it's a job.
Yeah.
And how do you approach your employment? If you look at someone like LeBron James spends $1 million a year on training, taking care of his body conditioning.
Yeah.
That's why he's performing at 40
Yeah.
at a higher level than a lot of these
He's
guys
not 40
are,
yet.
but pretty damn close to it. Right. I
Yeah.
mean, he's going to be one of the oldest players in the league and still performing. Maybe the other reason why Bronny is playing this year, this might be his last year.
It's not gonna be his last year.
I think
I thought it was,
Especially if the Lakers suck.
but LeBron always plays out his contracts. So he signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Maybe
so he got
the
one more year,
next
don't he?
season.
Yeah.
Maybe the next season will be the last one.
Yeah.
But he always plays out the end of
Who
his
has the
contracts.
option? The team or the player?
Player.
He-
It's player option. Player option.
But he only signed a 2-year deal. He didn't sign a 3-year with
Yeah.
a player
But
option.
what I'm saying is that
There is no player option. He just got a
2
2-year deal.
years is different.
No. That deal, that last year, I believe that last year of his deal, though, he got the option to opt out.
Yeah, I think the player option.
I'm gonna see.
Yeah, they can pull it up, but
'Cause
I
he
think
would,
that's what it is.
Just based on his tenure in the league, he's able to.
Yeah, because I think that they can restructure his contract.
He don't need the money from the Lakers.
Well, no, it's just so they can get other players in
Right.
on the team.
And I'm sure they're luxury tax.
Oh yeah, I think they at the. No, I don't know.
Oh, so
if
this
they're
could be
the
his
second
last year because he signed a 2-year deal, but the player option is for 25-26.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it could be his last year
tier. Yeah.
because that's next season.
So then that would give him the option to, okay, well, I still want to play, and if we can maneuver and bring in some star players, because this is going to be the year that a lot of good free agents is going to be available. So he can make it one last hoorah.
He needs to hang it up. Man.
Yeah, he can make
I
it
mean,
one last
The thing
hoorah.
is, you don't want to
Stephen
see.
Curry got the same contract.
You don't want to see what happened to Kobe. When you get that serious injury.
Yeah.
It happened to Isaiah.
I don't
in
think
his
think
career.
it's gonna happen to him.
Well, I'm saying,
They protect him so much with his minutes and all of that.
yeah, but you know,
And he cries so much when he gets
injuries
hit.
are.
I would say that it's twofold when it says that he has beaten Father Time. It's yes and no. Yeah, he's beaten Father Time because we've never seen no one at this age put up the type of numbers that he's put up. But no, he hasn't beaten Father Time because when you look at his sustainability throughout a game, like if he earlier in his career, he could control the entire game from start to finish. Now, if he has a hot second quarter or a hot third quarter, that end of the game, he gonna be out of gas.
Man, listen, let's just be honest, man. So we got 3 cats talking about hooping, right? Keith, I know you remember this because you older. But if we was to be honest, they changed the game of basketball. So if the game wasn't changed, he wouldn't be playing at the high rate that he's playing because back then
it was more physical.
It was more physical. You can hand check, you can actually D up. There's a lot of stuff that he's crying about, like when he get touched over the head and things like that they would have never called.
No, I agree.
So it's more like if Michael Jordan was still, if he was playing in this era, he would probably be able to play the 45.
So let me ask this question.
I don't know about 45.
Okay, well, 44, 42, something like that, because it's easier shooting wise, so you can score.
But he was also still a high flyer though, and so I
understand
if you look at Derrick Rose,
he wasn't flying that high when he got to the Wizards.
Exactly. So his game changed.
But we talking about we talking about at the rules were still more physical.
Nah.
When Jordan played.
No, sir. It wasn't physical than when he got to Washington. The game was changing.
It was still physical. You could still hand check. They were still hand checking.
But the hand checking don't do the damage to you.
It was still physical.
That wear and tear when you go in there.
That game was real slow.
That's what took Iverson out. Iverson spent so much time on the floor. I mean, I'm talking about physically being knocked to the floor. Your body can't.
Right. So then
it's like a running
changed
back.
up the game. That was in the 2000s, or you talking about early 2000s when Jordan his the tail end of his career.
Right.
It was still physical.
But when he came back to Washington, because Jordan played against Allen Iverson in the early 2000s.
It wasn't like the 80s.
Right. But
no.
As the game was changed, that's what. First of all, Jordan really made them change the game when Allen Iverson crossed him. When Allen Iverson crossed him, Jordan went to they started calling carry because Jordan went and complained. So Jordan
didn't complain.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't, man.
You know, and speaking of complaining, we was talking about the WNBA.
It's proof, bro. So you go look at it. He cried, bro. Jordan got crossed by Iverson. Iverson crossed him, and Jordan went to the league office, and they changed.
So let me ask a 2-part question. Has any NBA player?
I ain't never heard that.
Has any NBA player? Has any WNBA player ever committed a foul? No. Have they been fouled on every shot?
Yeah.
Yes. And the person I put up there, and Jordan wasn't a whiner. You know, I think LeBron whines more than Jordan. I think Kobe whined more. But DeWanna Bonner, who plays for the Connecticut Sun, if you blow on her, she's been fouled.
Yeah.
And I can't help it that you weigh 87 pounds and you're 6'6".
Yeah.
But man, I'm getting tired of the crying because it's just like every play they crying. Stop crying, you grown
man. I remember seeing cats getting clotheslined, seeing blood on the floor, and they balling.
I was just about to say if I know Bill Laimbeer would never say he never fouled nobody.
Yeah,
Bill Laimbeer, he was
man. Bill knocked your head on.
I don't think he admitted to foul anybody.
Purposely knock your head off.
He admitted those. Like,
there has not been a foul committed in the NBA as long as I can remember.
No, because Isaiah Thomas used to tell him, "Hey, they come to this lane,
knock him on
better
the butt.
hit him." So they knew.
That's because Karl Malone took him out.
Right.
Hey, but I used to love them games because those was real.
Oh man.
Those was real games. Like they really put it on the line.
And I think the NBA was conscious of this idea. You don't want to see fighting. because these are black
I mean, it's,
athletes.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
just like
Now hockey,
Hockey is different. Baseball is different.
Baseball, the brawls, but
it's just like football though. They wanted to see an increase in scoring.
Yeah.
Scoring brings more incitement to the game, and so that's what they wanted to do. But in those early 2000s, it was still physical. Now, obviously, they definitely got away from the 80s where you get into a fight and it's just a foul. You know what I'm saying? But,
Or technical or something.
But it was still physical. Like because I used to always tell the kids that I coach, I was like, now you see teams average 30 points in a quarter. And I was like, if a team scored 30 points in a quarter, they was on fire. If a team had 40 points at halftime, they was undeniable. And if they was at 50 at halftime,
you talking about your level?
No, I'm talking about when I was growing up watching the NBA. If a team had 50 at halftime, that game was almost over because teams wasn't scoring that much. The game was just it was played differently. In the early to mid 2000s.
But what was it last year? Didn't they have a game where they scored 200 points? More than 200 points?
One of the Bucks games was like 140 to 1 something, but that's when they had Griffin coaching them.
Oh, he didn't coach that long.
No, because I think matter of fact, it was a game they played against Detroit when they scored all of them points.
So formerly number 12, he's the reason why Robert Saleh is not with the Jets?
Duh.
Yeah, and he didn't
How you meet with the owner and then the owner fire him the next day and you said you had no input.
Yeah, no, the owner, I put it on the owner more to say, oh yeah, that wasn't discussed.
But you do know that Robert Saleh, what's his name? Saleh. He was talking about firing the offensive coordinator, which was the guy that Aaron Rodgers.
Did he bring in Nathaniel Hackett?
Yep. He came from Green Bay.
Rodgers brought all them in.
Yeah. So it was really the New York Packers. Really. It was really the New York Packers because Randall Cobb.
Why would Tim Boyle even have a job?
Tim Boyle, yep. And then
why would he even have a job?
And now Adams want to go over there. Really? So Devontae Adams want to go over there.
Adams need to stop being sentimental about people we want to play with.
No,
and keep it on the business.
He became like a real diva since he left.
Well, because he was the best receiver in the league at that point. He's not.
But
now.
he wasn't like that in Green Bay, man.
Who? Well, he's in Vegas.
Devontae, like he just be going off. I'll be like, man, what's
wrong? Well, see. Some of that stuff too, whatever, it was shielded from us, so we didn't know a lot of the stuff. That was really
because
going
when
on,
Jair Alexander get to talking crazy, we hear that. So
they shut it up too.
Devontae didn't have the opportunity
he need to get his little hurt
crazy.
behind back on the field. You talking, but dude, you hardly playing.
Yeah,
he'll be all right.
Playing.
Well, I mean, we need him for the back end anyway.
Yeah,
it's early
because Eric Stokes can't cover me. We definitely need.
He can cover you.
No, he can't cover me.
Because he can.
If you look at the big plays, usually give it up. You see it 21. 21 is someplace in the vicinity of those.
That was a couple
plays.
Years ago.
No, that's been this year. Have you been watching him play this year?
Who, Alexander?
No, he just Eric Stokes.
Once he don't like a player, he just say on his Stokes improved.
I'm just looking.
Stokes did get better.
Yeah,
Stokes,
man.
But the
he's
person
still getting burned. He's still getting killed.
Keyshawn Nixon is getting burned.
Right.
That cat is getting.
But he's a nickel corner.
But why would you have him why would you have him in the corner?
Because Jair Alexander's not playing. You got to play him.
Man, he was playing when Jair was.
Man. Sure was. He was.
Well, but you can cover it up. And let me say this about Jair. He gets beat too.
Jair,
brother, Mr. Alexander, number 23. He gets killed.
But the young cats from Georgia, what's his name?
Oh man, he hit people.
He's a monster.
He hit people.
Man. Both of them cats, man. Cooper and
Williams.
Oh my God.
Oh, I think that
we got two good rookies.
Yep.
And then obviously we got McKinney.
So who's that other cat? Javar. He was from Georgia.
Yeah, that's he the starter.
So is he the safety? He's
he's the strong safety.
Strong safety. Mm-hmm. Now it's a linebacker too. It's a couple linebackers that they got.
Linebacker
Cooper,
is from
Cooper and Eldred. Was it Eldred Cooper and
Cooper is from Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Quay
Walker's from Georgia.
Yeah.
So it's his second year.
And where's McDuffie from?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know. He a 5th round pick,
Yeah, he 5th round.
He's playing.
but
Yeah.
we been had him. He was on the
I
team
think
last
like
year.
3-4 years.
Yeah, he been on the team.
Well, we'll see, man. They got the Cardinals Sunday. They got the Cardinals Sunday.
We gotta win that game because we need some breathing room from everybody else in the NFC because our division is the toughest right now. We're the only division that has everybody over 500. It's looking like, you're gonna have to win at least 10 games. Last year we made it with 9, but it's looking like you're gonna have to win at least 10 games to sniff the playoffs because it's our division, and then you have the NFC South with Atlanta. Atlanta. NFC South.
Okay.
And then you have AFC, the NFC West with the 49ers and Arizona and Seattle.
What's that other team? I'm still waiting on the call. Phoenix Seahawks.
No, he's not gonna call.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they took a whooping, but
They lost Sunday
nobody expected them
to the Giants.
Now losing to the Giants is atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the Giants.
You shouldn't be losing to the Giants. Who played it? Somebody played them this week, and I think it's the Bengals. If they lose to them, I mean, their season already over. If
Who,
you
the
ask me.
Bengals?
Yeah.
Well, Bengals still got a chance. They go
1-4. You ain't got no chance at no 1-4.
Well, depending on that division they playing in.
What you mean? The division is with Baltimore.
and
Baltimore's
And
gonna
Baltimore
make the
look
playoffs.
good, man. That cat Derrick Henry, man, is Jesus.
You said you see what Lamar was doing last week.
Yeah, but
I don't even know why you looking like that. Fix your face.
I gotta.
That's an
agree with D.
two-time MVP right there,
I
man.
gotta agree
What
with
you
you.
talking about?
I gotta agree with
Put some
let's-
respect on that
Let's
man.
see if he shows up when it matters.
We got to get to the playoffs first. We
Okay.
going through the
you a
regular
Ravens-
season
you a
right now.
Ravens
You
fan?
a Ravens fan?
You a
No.
Ravens fan?
I'm a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. You said so. Who's the we you talking about?
I'm talking about everybody.
Who?
We.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Who's the we? No, who
we gotta
everybody?
we gotta
be more
get to the
Pacific.
playoffs first.
Be more Pacific.
We got to get to the playoffs first. We in the regular season right now. We can only judge him off the regular season.
Yeah.
Because if he was looking bad, then you, oh my God, he's terrible. We can't, because he looking good right now. All of a sudden, look in the future, and be like, but let's see what happens then. Like, no, we gotta be in the moment.
414-444-5250. 414-444-5250. I was telling him I can't put my Yankees gear on now. So
Even though you have a Brewers hat on,
I got a Brewers hat on right now, but I definitely will be sporting the Yankees hat until they're eliminated, and then I'll bury it again. Because that's the kind of fan that I am.
I was never going to bring up the Brewers.
no.
I haven't. I wasn't. I mean, season's over.
They do that. They do that every year.
The season's
Make the
over.
playoffs, lose.
Man,
They get ready to lose the best player because they can't afford him.
you talking about the
Adames.
Adames, they can't afford him.
Adames.
That's the thing I hate about baseball, though. They were pointing out that Detroit, Kansas City, there's one other team that was still. Oh, Cleveland. Their salaries combined didn't even match
Dodgers.
the Dodgers and the Yankees.
I know, and that's what tripped me out about this.
But the
whole
Yankees
thing.
getting their money's worth.
But
now.
I
They
understand.
getting their money's worth.
But it's not fair. It's
know,
not
that-
fair.
It is fair.
Stop it, bro.
It's fair. You want to know why it's
Why?
fair?
Why?
Because those teams within the last 10 years, how many of them have won the World Series?
That's why they won, bro.
The Yankees haven't won
Man,
since 2010.
bro, listen, hold up. Wait,
The Dodgers
wait.
have.
Dodgers
The
have.
Dodgers
Phillies
won
have.
once.
Wait, Dodgers have.
But they won. I
but
mean,
they
when you say
won
once,
But y'all making it seem like because they got all these players, they win
Bro,
every
it
year,
is.
and it's
No,
not
it is.
fair.
no.
Bro.
We should talk about the payroll.
They don't.
I'm just
They
talking
don't
about the
be
payroll.
winning. They don't be winning the.
Well, the Yankees be winning, and the Dodgers. The Dodgers
and
have
they
what,
beat
the second
us,
best,
and they
the second best record in
Yeah,
base-
bro, come on,
in,
man.
in the
Stop it,
National
man.
League.
Clayton Kershaw was a choke artist for God knows how long, and they had the highest payroll. All right, the
They got Mookie
Yankees,
Betts.
bro, just
the
because.
Yankees had the highest payroll, and they only won one.
Wait, hold up.
once.
Wait, bro.
Now one
Wait.
for us is like, oh my God, because y'all talking about the payroll, but when you spending that amount of money,
But
you need to be having dynasties, and they don't have no dynasties.
But bro, baseball is different. Baseball is different. It's totally different. So when you have a team,
They had a dynasty in the 90s.
hold up, listen. When you have a team that has a payroll like that, you got all of these good players, right? You come and play a team like Milwaukee, right?
Mhm.
Now, in sports, everybody have good days and bad days, right?
Yeah.
So you can be a suck player and have a good day and beat a team. I'm just saying, you could be a suck player and have a good day and beat a team that got a team full of LeBron James.
Maybe
right?
20. That happens 20% of the time.
Exactly. But the majority of the time,
Especially
the
on pro
teams
level.
that stack like LeBron James, that got all of those all-star players, are going to win. That's what it's set up for. Because if it wasn't set up for,
But it hasn't been
hold
happening.
up. Wait, listen. If it wasn't set up like that, they would make an even playing field, change the cap, that these small market teams, that they would be able to fit in with all of these big market teams like the LAs and the Phillies that's able to sign big market players. Because the objective is to have those big market teams in the playoffs, because it's going to make more money for the league.
The objective is to be competitive, and every year,
No, it's not.
Baseball is competitive.
No, it's not, bro.
Those high salary teams do not win every year. They don't.
Right.
They don't.
And
so
you also have
it's
another
teams like the Brewers that they are competitive, and then they end up choking in the playoffs.
You know why they choke?
Because they don't have the same
Because they
talent.
don't have the same
That's
talent.
that's not
Bro,
true,
you
man.
can't tell me if they had a top of the line closer, a A1 closer, they would have closed that game. If they had a top of the line hitter.
Just last year, they had the Cy Young winner. Not this season, just last season. And they choked in the playoffs.
And you know how they choked? Because of the closer.
Or maybe they're playing against better teams. Maybe the fact that the Mets.
That's an excuse. That's
not an excuse. You got beat by a better team.
Like this for years.
So you win 90 games. No fluky team wins 90 games.
Wait, bro, you got to look at who they playing. They not playing these teams that they will play the majority in the playoff. The teams that they play in their conference. So you playing against the White Sox, the Cubs, and teams like that. You playing? Hold on. I'm just saying. Brewers play the Cubs, Arizona, teams like that, right? So you playing them 4 times a series, so you might play them 8 times, 16 times in a season. So that's gonna help your record because you playing these teams that's in your division.
But you also play the Dodgers. You also play
and we get what?
The Padres.
We get what when we play the Dodgers?
They beat the Dodgers.
No.
They beat the Padres. They beat the Braves.
They beat the Padres. They struggle with the.
They beat these people. They beat these people.
Man. Yeah, man.
It's parity in baseball.
Oh,
yes, it is.
Oh man, what happens in baseball is you take a
who win back to back. Has there been a back to back winner?
It's rare.
So then there's parity. There isn't even what dynasty can you name right now? Maybe the Astros.
And their payroll is
they got
incredible.
They got big.
And it's always been like that since they had. But it's always been like that.
Nobody's the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Okay, then so then there's parity.
It's Yankees, Dodgers, and then Astros.
Yeah, I mean, but they still pay.
So they in the top 5.
Yep.
They in the top 5.
Let's see.
All right, you listen to Community Voice. It is Friday. DJ's joining.
Man, because I'm tired of the Brewers losing. I want to see them go to the World Series. They ain't been since the 82.
You ain't choking when you're getting beat by a better team.
That's it.
That's a choke.
No.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Community Voice. You gonna watch yourself on YouTube now?
No, I'll be seeing
Let's
if
see the
anybody
comments.
say hi.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, Miss Denise Crumble, she always says hi. So good morning to Miss Denise Crumble.
DC. All right. So now we've kind of beat that horse.
Yeah, I won that. I won that debate. I won that debate.
Really, Donald?
Yeah.
Really, Donald. Most of the polls are saying that ain't what the polls was saying.
Just because y'all don't agree don't make y'all right. I'm going with facts.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, he done brought out the fact.
I didn't know you were fact checking, man.
That's what
I didn't know you was fact checking, man. In real time. I know that was.
That's what we gotta
Fact
go to. Because after their opinions, we gotta go to the facts.
There you go to the fact. You're like, false. The fact says. Kind of like how CNN be doing.
But you know, it's interesting. We were talking about the analytics.
Yeah.
There's some people, they old school, don't go on your gut feeling.
Mhm.
But you know, the numbers are the numbers. Now, are there deviations from the numbers, exceptions to the numbers? The answer is obviously yes.
So when do you deviate from the numbers? When do you go with the? Are there an exceptions for the numbers? Because
Well, it's always an exception to the rule.
and that's what I'm saying. So I think
That was my
that-
perspective last week.
that the Brewers
Okay, so
should have stayed with Freddie.
no, but let's say then Freddie goes into the ninth inning, and then he gives up the 2-run homer.
Wait,
Then
listen.
people going like,
No.
why didn't you put Devin Williams in?
Hold up.
So
Listen.
you're in a tough situation.
That happened
Exactly.
a couple years. I want to say at least 3 years ago, back when we still had Hader.
Yeah.
And
I
we
hated
had-
Josh Hader.
and we had the starter
Yeah.
who was going into the 8th inning. He was still pitching good.
Mhm.
Counsel always he was a
Yeah.
choker too, just like Hader. Counsel switched the pitcher in
For
the
the Hader.
8th inning
I
for
remember that.
Hader,
I
and we
remember that.
lost that
I
game
remember that.
at the bottom of the 8th,
Yeah.
and then we lost it in the 9th, and that happened on
So
back-to-back
how many
years.
times
Yeah.
have you put Devin Williams in? He shut him down. How many times you put Hader in and he shut him down?
Listen.
Have
Not in
there
the
been
big moments.
exceptions?
I'm talking about
in,
Hader.
in
And not
regular
in-
season is a totally whole different
Hader was a
animal
choker.
than
That's what
playing
you
in the
gotta go.
playoffs.
There were people who were arguing that that Seattle should have gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch when they were on
Right up
goal
the
line
middle.
against-
Yeah.
right. But then,
That's a goofy call.
but hold on, you go back and you look at his numbers. You know, like 4 yards in, it was futility. He didn't score.
Yeah, but listen to this.
He didn't
This is
score.
this
So
is
do
at
I
the
put him
moment
in?
though.
And but I'm saying that's certainly not
The
the
game
moment.
is on the line
If
though.
you run
So
that
you're-
play 4 times
Hindsight
and he
is
has not been
20/20.
successful, no, I'm just saying.
He can
so
always
the coach,
bring up something crazy like
the coach in
He-
real time
he
is trying
ju-
to make a decision, and a lot of times why do you spend all that
he
money on the
just
numbers?
almost scored the touchdown, and
Exactly.
the ball was on like the 15.
But he had other times during the season when they ran that play from the same distance, and he wasn't successful.
So let me ask you this.
So what do you do?
So let me
And
ask you,
then you didn't think the Patriots knew that if they ran him, he's in the game. This is what they're gonna run
So?
because he had no lateral. It ain't like you could do a switch with Marshawn. He got to go straight ahead.
hold on.
And-
Actually,
and he run people
go
over.
over
I mean,
numbers.
since you're asking that question, I guess the Patrons knew what they was gonna do anyway because they stopped him.
Well,
So
somebody
wait.
somebody was paying attention in film class.
So what I'm
And
saying
in film
is,
study, and he identified the play.
so
It's the same thing.
it's the same. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. So why not go to your workhorse? That
Because
The game was on-
he had been successful.
I understand he hasn't been successful, but the game is on the line. The Super Bowl is on the line. Your mindset is different.
Right.
When you're looking at that end zone, the game is on the line. I mean, who cares to what happened previously? Give me the ball. That's just like Jordan. If he messed up in a couple games previously,
Okay.
You still gonna give
you
Jordan
still
the
gonna
ball.
give him the
Wait,
ball.
wait,
You
wait,
still
wait,
gonna
wait,
give him
wait.
the ball.
Marshawn Lynch was a great player. He is not the Michael. He
But
was not the
he's
Michael
one-
Jordan.
he-
Yes,
he was
was
that
not Michael
workhorse.
Jordan of the
He was that
NFL.
workhorse.
When it came to short,
He was that
yardage,
workhorse.
when
Yeah.
it, when it came to
Except on the goal line.
come on, man.
Except on the
Keem,
goal line.
come on, man.
You just trying to
Come
be
on,
different,
bro.
right?
No,
Come
I'm
on,
not.
man.
I'm saying When they looked at it, they went back and they showed that from the same distance, Marshawn Lynch had not been successful. So why are you going to put him in now for 4 times?
Because the game is on the line.
If the game's on the line, he has been successful for 4 times. Why are you then going to think he's going to be successful on the 5th time?
For the simple fact, he's your workhorse.
So when
He's your workhorse. Except when you like 2 yards away from the end zone.
I hate bringing this game up. This is one of 2 games that I will never get over. So when they beat the Packers,
That part.
who did they give the ball to? Who ran it in?
The workhorse.
It was him.
The workhorse.
The very next week, Super Bowl.
That wasn't the very next week.
No, we lost in the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
The next week.
In Seattle?
The next week was the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Next week was
2 weeks.
Or 2 weeks.
Yep.
You mean to tell me all the marbles,
Mm-hmm.
no running back was as powerful as Marshawn Lynch.
Different circumstances.
No running back put fear into opposing defenses like Marshawn Lynch. You mean to
Patriots
tell
wasn't
me?
scared.
Yes, they was. He was running all over them.
Well, why did they run the play? Why did the coach run the play?
Because people make dumb decisions.
And what was that
was
decision made
dumb.
on?
That wasn't made on logic.
It was made on logic and numbers.
No, that was made on
And
trying to trick somebody.
No, you had to trick somebody because they knew he wasn't going to score from the 2-yard line.
Nope. They knew that they wasn't going to him. That's why they had their defense ready to go and stop
And they knew
Seattle.
that they wasn't going to him because they knew, like the coach, they're thinking like the coach, this dude has not been successful 4 times running this play.
So that shows
why are we going to run it now?
But that shows you that the coach was dumb.
And there's no element of surprise.
But that
so everybody in the stadium thought
So
that the
Jermaine
play was going to go to him.
Jermaine talked about when do you deviate from the numbers, and I'm just gonna take your word for it. But I really don't even think that's true. But I'm just gonna take your word for it. He had just ran the ball from the 15
down to the goal line.
to the goal line, and he got tripped up at the goal line. It's
Because he would have scored.
May I throw this out
when
here?
you're in,
May I ask a question as you talk
you gotta
about
ride
this?
that momentum.
Is there a difference breaking a run from the 15-yard line and then trying to score from the 2-yard line?
Yes, it is. Some way.
Big difference.
Yeah.
There's a
It is.
difference.
However,
So you never ride the momentum, is what you're saying. You never. So the hot hand. That's what we're gonna go to, because right at that point he had the hot
your
hand.
emotions get you in trouble.
Emotions
Come on,
make
big
you cry
word.
sometimes.
Come on, big word.
Momentum.
Come on,
Make you cry sometimes.
Momentum.
come on, word.
No,
He had the
but he
momentum
do
right
have
there, man.
D do have a point though, Keith.
Come on, man.
D do have a point for the simple fact your workhorse has the momentum. We got down to the goal line. There is a difference when running the ball on the goal line than from the 15-yard
And
line.
that was their identity. That was a run pass second team. That wasn't a pass first team.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
those offensive linemen,
You're
it
right.
was geared towards running the football. It's not like the Packers where we're a pass first and then all of a sudden we would give it to John Starks or somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This was a run.
There's a name.
This was
yeah.
this was
Was he
run
44?
first.
44.
Where no Donnie Anderson?
Yeah.
This was a run
44.
first
Yeah.
team.
I gotta.
But if you're a run
on,
first team, and I know you're a run first team, don't you think I'm gonna build my defense based on you being a run first team?
What play did New England run? They stopped Seattle that last play, right?
They had most
was
of
an
the people
interception.
on the goal
It was
line.
an interception.
Interception.
So again, they was set up because they knew they was gonna pass, right? So wait, so
Now they thought they was gonna
I thought he
run.
was gonna run. But he paid attention.
Butler.
Wait,
yeah,
Malcolm
Butler saw
Butler
that.
recognized it
Wait.
because he was paying attention
Wait.
Mhm.
in film study.
I listen. What I'm saying is their defense was set up that they can audible out of that run defense into that zone because they played zone on them. That's how they was able to get that interception. They dropped back into zone.
He jumped the route.
Yeah,
He jumped
because
the route.
it was supposed to be like a crossing play, which
Right.
you were supposed to pick somebody.
Right, that's what I'm
But
saying.
Packers
Butler-
ran that with Devontae
But-
Adams. That
but he
was
dropped
always
it to the
good.
zone.
Oh, and guess and but
he,
guess
he
what?
dropped it to the zone.
And this is one of those intricacies that we're
Exactly,
missing
he
right
dropped
now.
it to the zone.
This is one of those intricacies that we're missing right now. Browner,
Yeah.
he was on Seattle the previous year.
Yeah.
He knew that play and recognized that play because Malcolm Butler is who Malcolm Butler who's got the interception.
Exactly.
Browner is the one who pushed that receiver out of the way so Malcolm Butler could catch that ball.
And Malcolm Butler that would have never been there if he
No,
didn't drop it to the zone.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
He got to drop it to that man zone. He dropped it to the zone because he realized
Yeah,
the play
I
was
just
running.
remember Browner won back-to-back years because he was with Seattle, and then he went to the Patriots.
I would think that if you talk to any pro team,
They run the football.
they will tell
To their
you
workhorse.
that everybody knows what you're going to run. That's what scouting is. It is never a question, I don't know what you're running. The question is the execution.
Can we stop what you're running?
Right. Can we stop what you're running, and can you execute against the defense? This play would have, in normal circumstances, most people, as you said, would have dropped into the zone.
Yeah.
But he didn't just cover him. He jumped the route. He knew what they were going to run.
But
see, that's a big difference in terms of trying to cover him.
But that's because Browner, because it was, when they cross, it's kind of like a fake pick.
Yeah,
it's like a fake pick. So Browner just knocked dude. Just knocked dude out.
Packers used to run that play with Devontae Adams,
All
and
the
nobody
time.
could stop.
Yeah, because
he was just like because first of all, his footwork on the line, you couldn't get up on him. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Turn. Rodgers got him right on it. Yeah. That's what Russell Wilson was doing.
That's where the timing is like
right.
3-step drop.
Yeah.
Right.
And release.
Yeah, because you only got 2 seconds.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. And most people would have backed up. Now, let's say Malcolm Butler jumped the route, missed the play, and they score. Yeah. And it's interesting. I don't know if you have Apple. Apple did this thing called Dynasty on the Patriots.
Yeah.
And the year they were in the Super Bowl and they lost the Super Bowl, he didn't play Malcolm. He didn't play Malcolm Butler.
And that was weird.
And everybody was kind of going up, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Because Belichick, for whatever reason, he pissed Belichick off.
Yeah. No, we don't even know what happened.
No, something happened because he didn't play.
He didn't play his
He didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't play his best
He didn't play him. And people were going like,
Malcolm Butler said he didn't even get no explanation.
He didn't. Nobody on the team, because when they're interviewing him.
So if I'm your star cornerback and I'm not playing, which is crazy, you at least owe them an explanation. If something happened, we don't know what happened. That was weird.
Well, it cost him the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was crying on the sideline.
His teammates.
That was against Philly.
Yeah, his teammates were going like, dude, we can't figure out how the difference maker. He didn't play him the whole game. He wasn't even in like on nickel packages, right? So anyway.
Yeah.
Looking at DJ.
I'm looking at y'all. Y'all gotta be aware of my surroundings, man.
Hey, I want to know what's going on.
Hey.
You right, Jack. You ain't wrong.
Who that?
Wow, nobody now. Goody Mug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what we got here? Let's see. All right. DJ wants stiffer penalties for reckless drivers and those who flee cops. What we looking, life without possibility of parole?
Man.
They should at least get 10 years.
10? Okay. Just 10? Give them a dime?
I said at least. If you injure somebody or their life is gone, then you know that.
Oh, that's different. That's
I say you should, even from the, I know it's probably harsh, so I won't say the first offense, but second offense though, it should be an automatic 5 years.
Well, first of all, we need to deal with the whole how many times.
That first offense needs to be 10.
The second 5?
No, doesn't fit the crime.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
dude, man, that's dangerous. That's
for a reckless drive
community.
Well,
man.
you know what though? He do.
If drunk drivers can walk around and you just have somebody that's perfectly sober, I don't know if you're gonna give them 10 years.
These fools out here driving crazy. 10 years.
Wait, question.
Automatic.
Question to y'all too, and y'all. Let me know what y'all think. If I'm reckless with a firearm and shoot at you, but you live, they gonna give me time for that.
Yeah,
as they should,
right? So it should be the same way with a vehicle, to whether it's your first time or not. If you reckless with it, they should give you some kind of time. Now, I don't think 10 years for that.
We gotta.
But you gotta start somewhere, because the only reason why I say 10 years is not feasible, because you wouldn't get 10 years if I shoot at you. If I shoot at you and if I miss, they're not gonna give me 10 years.
Guess what? Change that too then. Change that too.
Well, yeah. So
at the end of the day,
I would change that
these
first.
People should not have the license to just drive recklessly.
They don't have
license.
They have license in the get-go.
I'm not talking about the actual license. I'm just talking about the wherewithal the ability to just do that and just skate away. You get 10 years and it's tough. So maybe you think about you got 10 long years, no possibility of parole. You sitting
For reckless driving.
for reckless driving. Yes. People, you know how many people have been inconvenienced for reckless
So
driving?
we give you 10 years for your inconvenience?
Yeah. That's right.
Man, I would hate for you to be the judge.
For you causing inconvenience. It ain't 10 years for my inconvenience. It's you causing inconvenience.
I hate for you to run for office. Because, Doc, if you ever become a judge.
Yeah, man. Some of this stuff is downright foolishness.
How old are you, man?
I'm 31.
Yeah.
Don't he sound like
He sound like
the
an
old
old
guy?
soul.
Those guys
Down
on the road,
carrying on.
Little young punks out here doing that reckless driving.
I feel him on that. I do feel him
I
on
should
that.
not have to be
I do feel him.
looking to left and right and having to brake out of nowhere.
When
just
you did
because
driver's ed,
driving
did they have
crazy.
something back then?
It's called defensive driving.
Okay, all right.
But
And
that's
they would
not
tell you
So
to
why
drive
were we
fast.
doing defensive driving 12 years ago when you were doing driver's ed?
It's more,
And they were doing it when I was doing driver's ed,
Well, this is
which
kind of
means
different.
that there's always been
Yeah,
a
that is
level of
different.
reckless
What you talking
driving.
about?
But this is kind of different because, when
the
we was
level
coming
of
through driver's ed,
wasn't like
hey, we
how
wasn't
it
doing that,
was
man.
then.
Yeah, we wasn't baselining like that.
I don't baseline
Yeah,
that. Oh,
yeah.
I'm looking at you.
They was probably in
looking at
traffic.
your age.
Yeah.
they was probably in traffic.
Was you up there between
Sherman?
Sherman?
Of course, at the gas station going to circles. Of course, yeah. That was
Was
my
that in the
but that was
90s?
cruising.
Was that in
That
the
was the
90s?
90s, the end of the 90s, early 2000s. So,
And they did something.
but hold on, wait,
Well, they don't do that no more.
wait. But this was the thing. We was innocent. We was cruising. No, wait. Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
You
Hear me out.
with that.
Wait, hold on, hear me out. Because I was a part of it. But just hear me out.
But I'm innocent.
Who's in
But we was innocent. Wait, hold on. Listen. All we did, this is all we did, bro, was drive in circles.
And drive.
Wait, hold
and
on.
Block traffic.
Wait, hold on. All we did was drive in circles from Sherman to Burleigh. Well, Sherman and Capitol to Burleigh.
Right.
Now, after the club, that we would shut the streets down, that we would block off the streets, but it wasn't crime. There wasn't no shootings going on. There wasn't no armed robberies. There wasn't no fights going on.
You doing reckless driving,
wait,
man.
no.
That should have got 10.
Wait, hold on. Wait. The streets.
On the sidewalk.
Wait, we was parking on the sidewalk. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, lock them up.
We was
Lock 'em
parking.
up.
We was parking.
Lock 'em up.
We was
Lock
parking
him
on the
up.
sidewalk.
Lock him
But
up.
we was out partying, playing our music, and we was just out standing around having a good time. Now we would block the streets off.
My neighborhood.
Hold on.
Oh, you got to go.
So we would block the streets off, and people on their motorcycles would, go down the street doing tricks and stuff like that, because it was stuff that we
What
saw on
about me
TV.
trying to get home?
Now I do understand that. Take another route.
Lock them up.
But why give them 10 years for inconvenience? Because we wasn't doing it. No. I mean, but we wasn't reckless.
Oh,
that's
so
reckless,
why?
fam.
So why?
We
get-
wasn't reckless, bro.
why
You
give
take
10
another route to
But
get
we
to my house.
wasn't
That's
reckless. No, that ain't reckless,
That's
G.
reckless, fam.
That is not
That's
reckless.
reckless.
But we just had the street blocked off.
You
Jay,
not telling me
Jay,
to go.
but the streets were
no
blocked
Jay,
off.
Jay,
my
talk to the
house,
old
fam.
man. Talk to the
All
old
right,
man.
listen.
Old man, what do you
Oh
think?
man, listen. This is what I'm saying. We wasn't out here reckless or
think.
swerving or none of that. We was
You're
parked.
blocking traffic.
We was parked though.
You were blocking traffic.
But we was parked.
So what if an emergency vehicle needs to get up the street?
Well, listen. First of all,
Add
wait.
on an extra 5.
Hold on.
That's life.
Hold on.
and
Wait.
death right there.
Now,
You gave another five. You
wait.
gave me
Hold
a
on.
nickel.
Now, when that did happen, because I did see that happen a few times when we was posted at the gas station on Sherman and Capitol, people did move out the way and let them through. But then after they moved out the way, they went right back, and we was back partying until about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Police used to sit out there and let us. They would sit there and let.
They
Wait,
don't have the
what?
manpower.
I mean, what? They found the manpower.
But they don't do it no more, so they did
They-
something.
They
You know why-
found the
you know why they
manpower.
don't do it anymore?
Why?
They grew out of it.
No, sir.
And the people
I don't
who
know
No,
were
sir.
doing it,
talking about.
because the
No, sir.
people
That's
who
not
were
true.
doing it, that was
That
their
ain't true.
thing.
That's not true.
You didn't baseline, did you?
That's not true.
Did you baseline?
I'm not gonna answer that.
All right, 10
You're
years.
looking at 15 right now. You don't want to add another five?
because it was a point in time, man, that I was late for something that I had to baseline.
Oh.
No,
Maybe
I'm
old
just
boy
being
was
honest.
So maybe old boy was late for something.
I get it, But for those that's why I say you shouldn't give them 10 years for being reckless because you don't know. Now, if a person is being reckless and you swerving throughout traffic and you, like, prime example, I'm on my way to work today or the other day, right? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving. I'm on Capitol. This fool with no plates come flying, and then we meet at the lights on 60th. He look at me. I look at him. He take off again. We meet at the other light on 51st.
10 years.
So he's purposely,
10 years.
recklessly driving like that.
10
Whatever
years.
the purpose behind him doing what he's doing, he's purposely doing it. So when we did what we did, when we blocked off the streets, it was after the club. It was just young people that wasn't ready to go home yet. So we stayed out. We played our music. We partied. Police sat there and they watched us. We wasn't fighting. We wasn't doing none of that. We sat there and partied until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, man, I missed the good old days. Because after a while, these going to be the good old days. It's terrible.
This came up, man. You like a prophet, son.
What?
I was just looking. This was from, I'm looking at a text. It was our talking points for Friday, July 19th. And one of the things that you put in the talking points was Biden's cabinet potentially wants him to step down. Any new rising leaders in the Democratic Party? This was done on July 19th. Wow. Look at you, boy.
Private.
And then the following week, he did what?
Step down.
Wow. DJ.
Well, that's probably DJ got it inside.
So hopefully we get slapped them 10 years on these fools.
Hey, man, take that profit away from him, man. He talking about 10 years.
Oh yeah, man. That is a danger to just like when they was trying to get people in trouble for being out during COVID because it was endangering public health. This reckless driving is endangering public health. It's dangerous.
But to give them 10 years out the gate is,
hey,
come on, man, out the gate though. You don't even get that for
so
a gun charge.
My thing is, how many times do you need to act a fool in order for you to get a sustainable consequence? Some of this stuff is one striking you out. This is not baseball. We talked about baseball earlier. This is real life. Right. Somebody recklessly drive and slam into a pole or a parked car or maybe even a pedestrian. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That is the cause of reckless driving. You don't need to do that 7 times. Or, okay, my first 6 times, I didn't hit nobody, but I was still driving crazy. But the 7th time, dang, I done popped somebody. Mm-hmm. What? Let me get it. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it. No, yes, you did mean to do that because when you drive recklessly, all of the intended consequences are up in the air.
All right.
10 years, man.
Another one? No, sir. No, sir. I mean, I didn't. I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear nobody. Ain't nobody called anyway. But I don't. Well, I say this because particularly
scared.
No, because particularly Meech would always say, you know, these type of laws would affect us disproportionately. Well, we should not be doing that. All right. It's just like, and I'm gonna segue this into the Sean Combs situation.
Who?
The Sean Combs situation.
Poor Puff.
All right. People always keep bringing up, oh, what's the difference between Hugh Hefner? It don't matter about no difference. The difference is you was wrong. You were wrong. Wait a minute. You should be in jail.
That is true. However,
so I don't care about if they didn't throw him into jail because we got to look at black people in the judicial system. Have we always been treated just like the next person? The answer is no. So then you should already know that you should not be acting in a certain type of manner and trying to expect to get treated like people who don't look like you.
Wait, hold on. The only problem with
what you just said,
though, and I don't feel sorry neither. I do agree with not feeling sorry, but you got to be careful with that because even though you are a black man, when you have these same people behind you on your team right next to you that has the power, you kind of feel like you are excluded from some of the stuff,
Shame on him.
which I agree with you again.
Because guess what?
I agree. So
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish,
thing.
Bill. I'm gonna bring up just one thing, and it's preposterous.
Now, for me, wrong is wrong, just like he said. Wrong is wrong. So wrong and right has no color. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. However,
I say that with nigga.
what's
I don't
good
know.
for the gander, I mean, it was good for the goose should be good for the gander. So even though we know that a black man can never be in position that Donald Trump is in and get up and say some of the stuff that Donald Trump has said and still be in consideration for presidents. We know that. However, when you have some of these people that's making the rules on your team, it kind of makes you feel a certain way.
Shame on you.
I get it.
Hey, they said, and we say allegedly, but it really ain't allegedly. All right. They said this man blew up Kid Cudi car.
I can believe it.
Blew up that's fam, you need to be in jail.
But he
you're
has
a
some
terrorist.
But he has some powerful people.
You're a terrorist, bro.
But he has some powerful people next to him.
If I blow up your car,
that means he has some powerful people next to him that he didn't get charged. None of this stuff went into court because he got those people, these same people that's pushing the narrative on his team.
And now you got to pay for it. No, I don't care how
get
long
it.
ago.
So let's take the sexual assault out of it.
Yep.
He blew up somebody's car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Come on now.
Okay. Well, he hasn't been charged for that. Let's talk about what he's being charged with.
Yeah.
So once we take the sexual assault out, if that's part of the charge, and I think they're getting him for RICO, and some other things.
Yeah.
The question is, well, here's the problem that you have. I don't know if he forced those sex workers to get on a plane,
Playboy bunnies,
and go and do what they do. Now, there could have been some stuff happen once they got there, but I think a lot of them freely got on the plane.
Of course.
Because they're going to get paid.
I mean, it was called being flued out, as the young folks say.
Flued out?
Flued out.
So I think that what makes the Puffy story so
these parties
attractive is the salacious part of the whole sex thing. People calling in not talking about the legal merits of the case that the feds might have. You know what they call them talked about?
What?
The baby oil.
Because it's weird. But
see, so what we're reacting to
we're reacting to.
Well, let me tell you what you're reacting to. Then you tell me no. What we're reacting to is how people are having sex, not the question of did he violate the Mann Act. That's secondary. Everybody's talking about how they was freaking out. Oh, they was up there freaking.
Yeah.
Now,
that
puts us.
He was who?
He was drugging people.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Which is true, but however, some of these people that was doing this stuff do drugs anyway. Right.
But here's the thing.
And the drugs that they had sound like it was drugs that people would use.
That they was used to doing anyway.
Right.
But if this was anything that wasn't salacious or had no malice, then it wouldn't have been a Sean Combs party after dark. Everybody would have still been invited. Everybody wouldn't have been asked to leave. None of that.
Wait.
He clearly had this
right
for a specific group of people.
Sean Combs is not the only person.
That's not the point.
Well, what's not the point? He's not the only person
who throws parties and they have all right. That's
okay. We look local. Hold on. Let's just stop on the national level. Let's look locally. How many, and you might not, whoever, but how many of us know guys or people that has thrown parties locally that has gave chicks X pills or that time when ecstasy there was.
I want to say we've all heard those stories.
So we all heard those stories, right? In the city, right? Having these parties on a local level that turned into freak offs. But because
what's the difference? We know about Puffy. We don't know about the greatest sin is exposure. And if you had money,
we been knew about Puffy.
No. I'm saying
we didn't just find this out.
The people who kind of kept up with pop culture would hear the stuff and what was going on. Yeah. But at the same time,
just like Hugh Hefner, people knew about that when he was alive.
But they let it ride and they scaled it like, okay, these are Playboy bunnies that's working at the mansion when they was really sex workers.
And guess what? Just because this individual happens to be black and he got caught does not mean that he should be excluded from consequence.
You true.
Who said that?
That I'm getting the whole narrative of
No. I'm
No.
just trying.
this
I'm-
happened.
I'm
This
just
happened
trying
with such and such.
No.
what
What
saying.
I'm saying, I'm just trying to say perspective in terms of us as spectators,
Yeah.
and what we're getting. And look, people getting their rocks off on this, and I mean that, and then you got the whole. I'd never do that. You ain't Puffy
You ain't in
Cone.
position.
You don't have the money to
never
do
been
what.
invited.
Yeah.
Right. If you got invited,
I'm
I
saying
ain't gonna go because they freaking over there. You a certain point in your life, you're gonna be all up in the
hey,
joint.
anybody who has been mentioned with blowing up somebody's car is a terrorist, man.
Okay,
you
is
need
he
to be
being charged with blowing up the dude's
and
car?
then on top of that, you just know something is crazy because I've never in all my life heard that they will deny a $50 million
3
bond.
times.
I've never heard of that.
But that's because
That's
too.
because he is a danger to society.
Not only that,
it ain't got. I mean,
What? How's he a danger to society?
because he ain't killed nobody.
What?
He ain't killed nobody. That
But
they
how's he a
charge him
danger?
for. Now,
Come on,
I
man.
mean,
all
now-
of these,
now-
all of these I don't even think it's
I'm with you.
conspiracy.
If he's a
now.
danger
I'm with
to
you, though,
society,
but he's not been
listen,
charged with
listen,
it.
before
Okay, I
all
would
these
just say,
charges hit.
his name has been linked to a number of murders.
Oh boy, here we go.
You know what I'm saying? His name has been linked to a number of
Here we
murders.
go.
that is true.
For
No, that
years.
is true.
And
That is true.
And you cannot tell me that somebody who is only crime is having them orgies. They'll deny a $50 million bond. It's something much deeper that you have to be
the two things
associated
that
with.
they identified was that he still could be a flight risk,
Slight risk.
and the intimidation of witnesses.
Ain't
That's
that
the
a
reason-
terrorist?
He might be a lot of things now. I mean,
Bro,
you know,
if you
I mean,
blow up somebody's car,
He might
are
be a
you
lot of
He's
things.
stuck,
crazy?
on, he's stuck on a kaboom.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
I mean, I get you though.
I've been around people who
It's like Robert Kelly. We've been hearing about
Come on,
Robert
bro.
Kelly for years, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, Robert Kelly. There's a tape out there with Robert Kelly.
I seen
It
it.
didn't stop people from one.
People call him a
Buying-
terrorist too, but we've never heard of nobody saying that he blew up their car.
Okay, all right.
That's
Was
crazy.
he
How
charged?
could you
Was he
just,
charged with
How
it?
could you just dismiss that, man?
Because he wasn't charged
Because
with
he
it.
wasn't charged with it, and as he say,
Right.
So if you don't have the
Nah,
evidence
they
for it,
confirmed that.
where
Where?
Kid Cudi and Cassie.
man, that's word of mouth.
Yeah, where's the charges?
Where's the car?
It's blown.
I understand that,
But it's evidence.
But it's evidence, bro.
But we have already heard that he's been able to get
I
away
hear
with
that.
so much and been
Now,
able
he
to.
beat the gun charge at the club.
But look at the Cassie thing.
He really didn't
he
beat
was-
the gun charge. He put that on Sean.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't
Sean,
go to jail for it.
yeah,
Right, 'cause
Sean
he
went
put
for
it
it
on
because he put it on
Sean.
Sean. Sean took the rap.
Shine.
So I think the statement I made was
He did it.
He did beat it.
He didn't beat it
So this
because
is
they didn't charge him. He
They
told
did
somebody
charge
else.
him. They did charge him. He went to court.
He
was acquitted.
He went to court. No,
He was acquitted. He had
put it
Johnny
on
Cochran.
Shine.
Johnny Cochran, right? They put it on Shine, but his case, he was acquitted.
That's
Johnny
because he
Cochran
told on
was his
Shine.
lawyer.
That's because he told on Shine.
It don't matter. He walked.
so
That's
look,
that, bro.
So he walked.
Bro, hold on. If they said that Ride Out shot somebody, right, and it would, and I say, hey, hold on, I didn't shoot nobody. Keith shot him. And you say, yeah, I did do it. They gonna take the eyes off of me and put it on you
Because he testified against Shine, right?
because Sean took the case for him. He took the rap for him.
Okay. Did he beat the charge? Yes.
No, he was okay.
He didn't get
hey,
convicted.
anyway, get back to my point because y'all stuck on him not being charged for that.
Right.
He clearly was able to pay off law enforcement
Pay off.
to get away with. So no, we don't know where the car is at.
Proof that he's paid off
But-
law enforcement.
So there's proof. There's proof
that the car got blown up.
no, there's proof because that Cassie video
Okay.
that happened in 2016.
Okay.
He clearly had to pay somebody off.
The hotel.
Right, but there's more copies to that,
Bro,
and,
listen,
and you
And
ha-
wasn't that tape leaked?
Listen, bro.
yeah,
If
but
I'm,
that was leaked by the feds.
but bro,
the
if
feds
I'm
did
having
that.
money, bro, if I'm having
But
money,
someone had to tell the Fed.
somebody had to tell the Fed. And it was
No, that was
somebody
after
from,
the raid.
it was somebody from the hotel. Somebody from the hotel that was paid because they actually did an interview. Somebody from the hotel leaked that footage.
No,
It
they
was-
said
it was like the NFL knew
they said
about
it was
Ray
the
Rice.
feds that did that because
they
that was
sent them a
actually
video
before
of Ray Rice
the
in the
charges.
elevator. And what
It's
did the
like
lawyer
TMZ.
did?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He
He
leaked
purposed no. He didn't look at it. Because to look at it, he said, "Oh, we get all kind of videotapes." He didn't look at that one. He knew what was on the
He
tape.
knew what was on it.
And the NFL was in a real tough situation. So I'm just saying, to me, we're piling on Puffy, and I'm not saying Puffy
Ain't
shouldn't, because Puffy has had.
And that's my thing. Ain't nobody piling on him.
Oh yeah, people
He-
piling on
he-
Puffy.
He did all of those
No,
things.
Puffy did what he did.
Deserved
He did.
what
It's not
he's
been
in
proven
jail.
in a court of law that he's done the things that he's alleged to have done.
Tell you what,
In America, you are innocent
No, you're
until
not.
proven guilty.
no, you're not. No, you're not. Though you guilty until proven guilty, bro.
And this isn't
What does the law say?
this isn't
Damn the law.
Jermaine.
Though we know that ain't true.
This isn't me. This it's not been rumors of all three
What
of
has
us
he been
connected
charged?
to many murders, connected to
Well,
many sexual
Allegations.
allegations.
We're not going to talk
connected-
about what we connected to.
Hey, it ain't
Lord, I thank you.
Right?
hey,
Lord, I thank you for.
hey, and they don't span since the 90s. All of this stuff
I'm
about
just
him
saying
spanned
that
at least 30 years.
I
man.
come from the
That is true.
I
Come
come
on,
from the
man.
contention
So
that the greatest
It may
said
be a reason
is
why they
exposure.
denied that $50 million bond.
there was,
and
and they gave the
and it-
reasons why.
And it's more than just a freak off party. That's just all I'm saying.
No, you got him
It's
calling. Then there was somebody he called
Yeah, 'cause he
almost
called
50 times.
no, it was 100 sometimes.
Sometimes.
It was 120 sometimes.
One of the witnesses.
Yeah,
It was intimidation.
Again, if you intimidate somebody, isn't that terroristic activity?
Nobody's
No,
arguing
bro,
that.
that's just like me.
You
You know what I'm
was
saying?
saying that he no, that's
No,
not
what I'm
it.
saying is
like,
that he
bro,
is
a
not
danger to
been
society,
proven-
bro.
Well, how's he a danger to society? Because he throwing orgies?
No,
Great
no,
danger
you
to
just said
society.
wait, hold on,
he's-
hold on.
You just said that
I
he's
think-
scaring off witnesses.
I think that
calling
what
them and all
DJ
that.
is saying is he is a threat because of the connection he has outside of the courtroom.
As a relation to his
do.
case.
Right. So he do have killers and drug dealers on his team. He do have shooters because that's why they got guns. So no, seriously. So he do have shooters. We just don't know who the shooters are.
Okay.
Just like anybody with money that's having that substantial amount of money and you in public, you have shooters. That's what the game
I think
teaches
a
you.
lot of those witnesses are gonna.
And Gene talks a lot.
Who's Gene?
Gene was the
Oh,
bodyguard.
security guard.
Oh,
So he was the one that actually exposed it. So with these shooters and these people, everybody has shooters. It's just if your shooters is being revealed or not. So if I'm not revealing who the shooters are and you let me out,
has he been charged with any of that?
but listen to what
No,
I'm
fuck
saying. What I'm saying is if I have shooters that nobody know, but I know them that they shooters, you let me out, I can hold a kumbaya at the crib without it being over the phone. Nobody know, and I can say, hey, go touch such.
But here's
And
what
sit
would
back and
happen
keep
if
my
he's
hands
at
clean.
if he's at home, he's gonna be on the burner. At least when he's in jail, when he make that phone call, it's monitored, it's taped.
But when you at home, you can't take the. So
They,
I can
they
call
would,
you.
They would need a warrant,
right. So
to be able to go in. But and then they just get him a burner.
but not only that, but I can just call you and be like, bro, come over, bring me some cereal. You come over to the house, and we talking amongst ourselves that nobody can hear, and I can be like, man, hey man, go touch such, go holler at such.
Okay, you don't think they dropped a bug in his house? when
I'm
they raided?
sure, man, that they did something, but but we can figure it out.
All right, let's get the call.
$50 million bond being denied.
Yeah, it's something to it.
It's
The
more than
judge
just
said why.
sex.
I know. We on the same page.
Okay,
We on the
caller,
same
welcome
page.
to the program.
Yes, I heard you talking about the reckless driving in 10 years. So I was going to ask you, how about this? Okay, if you kill somebody, I can understand that. But also think about the man or woman who worked at 30, 40 years, raised their kids, did everything right, and they got to take a loss because somebody didn't know how to say no or pull out. So how about these two choices? A mandatory 10 years or you have a choice of getting a 10-inch roofing nail through your hand and your foot like they did Jesus on a crucifix, and you have to hang there for 2 days. You pick the choice. Because where we're going right now, they don't care about society, so society should not care about them. So if I got to take a loss, you got to take a loss. What do you think about that?
I heard something about hanging on something like a hangnail. What did you say before that?
No, how about putting a 10-inch roofing nail through their driving foot and their hand, and they have to hang on a tree for 2 days like they did Jesus on a crucifix. They get to pick their punishment.
I mean, that would definitely not want me to reckless drive.
Yeah, doctor, you still don't have a sore foot when you get off.
Well, that sounds like Saudi Arabia, Hammurabi, where if you steal, we cut your hand off. If you know,
or how about this? Use them as a test dummy at a crash site. they pick their punishment because obviously.
And I think that's a good one. I think that's better than the first one you said.
And you know, if they live, they live. Put them in a car. Matter of fact, put them in a Kia.
It's court ordered.
And they go and they hit a tree at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Wait, did he say put them in a Kia and they hit a tree at 120 miles an hour?
Yes, they pick their own poison.
Pow! Wow! Yikes!
All right, man. Appreciate your call. Welcome to the program.
We want results.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes! Yeah.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Whew. Yikes!
Good morning. You on there?
Assalamu alaikum to you, brothers.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you. And I apologize. I just tried to clear my throat. I'm taking off my coat. The rhymes that I was dropping, they won't be the last note. But anyway, when it comes to us, yo, I have to say this, and I don't want to come off as arrogant. And whatever anyone's disposition is, that is theirs. I have no qualms with that. But we, meaning us, as black men, meaning those of us who understand, who have accepted our genetic and physiological and anatomical disposition and expression, that we understand that there are opposites. There is the male and the female, and if we are working within those confines or within those parameters of biology, then we will accept the fact that we have a duty to ourselves to procreate, to regenerate our people and our society so that we will see the hereafter. We cannot accept the biological assault that is taking place and that has been and that is being exacted on us as black men. The ultimate goal of the Caucasian inferior and degenerate male was, and has been to effeminize the black man, to make us accept everything that would keep us from procreating. That is the nicest way I can say that.
All right, man. Appreciate you. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I like that. Welcome back to Community Voice. And so, again, we were just talking about Sean Puffy Combs. And
He told him they got to sit.
yeah, he going to sit
Until May.
until May.
So none of y'all heard that he had a reward out that you get $50,000 for every death row necklace you brought him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was in 97, 98.
And you telling me that ain't no terrorist?
Well, nah,
that was
how you
called
say-
hip hop.
That was the thing. That was the thing
hip-hop, wasn't it?
that was actually
I'm
going
saying,
on.
how you gonna get those necklaces though?
Well,
You just ain't.
nah,
Hey Jermaine, can
No,
I
hold
have
on.
your necklace?
because
No,
if that's
you
the
gotta,
case,
you gotta.
Jeezy, hold up. That's putting the hit out because
That's my point.
Jeezy did it for Gucci Man chain, and the young man that snatched his chain got killed. The young man that snapped Gucci chain got killed, right? In the midst of the armed robbery. And then he made the whole song that he was smoking on the dude. But that was the dude that Jeezy really didn't send him. He just put it out. Hey man, I'm paying such for Gucci Man's chain. But he actually disguised it and put it in the song, which
How
really was
old
a
were
hit.
you when the chain snatcher was at his?
How old was I?
Yeah.
I was in my 20s. I ain't even gonna say it on the
I
radio.
didn't know you was that old.
Yeah, man, I'm 48.
Dang.
I don't look like it because I took care of myself. But yeah, man, I was part of that whole.
Because that sounded a minute ago.
Yeah, Doc, I was part of that whole. Yeah, Doc, I'm done. It's on y'all. I ain't incriminating myself. Oh, 860 WNOV. No, sir. But yeah, man, I was part of that whole.
Where's Jermaine? Man,
He down at MSDF.
Man,
He down at
come down here, man. We got a award for all the tapes.
He told us something like these snitch rappers doing now.
And then he go keep. My mom always said some people can't do wrong right.
And he was one that couldn't do wrong right. He told him, nah, but I'm so grateful and glad that the Lord has changed me and that I'm in a totally whole different
I heard
mindset.
Bishop
but-
Parham say this was such a great theological point he made over at Holy Redeemer Institutional Church of God in Christ when he said, "Thank God for grace
I'm trying
that
to tell you.
covered you that people didn't know how you was getting down."
Mhm.
There you go. Because, like I said, the greatest sin is exposure, right, Danny? All right, we're gonna, as they're setting up our interview. Yeah. All right. We have on the line with us the Honorable Congressman Danny Davis of the 7th
Well,
Congress.
good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
I am wonderful. Just great.
Just great. I don't know if you noticed, but we're in the middle of a political election for president. That joke, I say that
Yeah, I
because
kind of heard about that. Yeah, we hear a little bit in Illinois.
But man, thank you, man. And you are one of my heroes. I have your work around issues that impact the poor and disaffected people, man. It's impressive and it's impactful. And so I appreciate you. I'm glad I've had the opportunity to be able to say this to you because I have been watching you for a while and you've been consistent with that concern.
Well, let me thank you for that. And I also enjoy the privilege of working with the woman that I call the most focused on low-income people in the United States of America, especially in the House of Representatives. And that's Gwen Moore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Nobody does it more or better than Gwen. She's always on target. She's always looking at intricacies that a lot of other people don't see. And she does an outstanding job of representing not only low income, but moderate income, disadvantaged people. So I enjoy going to work every day if I'm going to be in the same space as Gwen.
And one of another, just kind of a local link to you is our own state representative, Lakeisha Myers, who worked in your office. And so I wanted to say shout out.
Oh, we've had some great interns and fellows down through the years who've just gone on to do incredible things. I think of one who's a vice president at Starbucks. I know one who's the vice president of a college, and so we just have them. They've been there, they've done well, and they will lead the nation.
You know, one of the one of the things we talked about as we sit here and we look at the presidential race. There was this whole, it's going to be a margins election, right? It's going to be very close. What should be done to engage more Black voters to be part of this process?
Well, I've been around electoral politics for a long time. As a matter of fact, I've been elected for something since 1979. I spent 3 terms on the Chicago City Council, term on the county board, and I've been in Congress since 1997. I also have studied this business hard. I really have. And I don't mention preparation as of any kind of aggrandizement, but I got 3 college degrees, including a doctorate degree that I earned back in 1977. And so I've studied, and I really understand. And it's hard for me to believe that some of Black people, our people, would cut off their nose to spite their hand. I'm a Democrat. No, Democrats have not been perfect. The only perfect people I've ever known about are Egyptian mummies. And they don't make any mistakes. They don't miss anything. They are what they are. But to suggest by any stretch of imagination that Donald Trump would be better for African Americans than the vice president of the United States, I just don't know what they're drinking. I don't know what they're smoking, and I don't know what they are missing. I'm saying, consider all of the different things, everything that we can think of. Medicare, Medicaid, half the people in my congressional district almost are senior citizens. Had there not been Medicare, these individuals would not have any way of paying for medicine, for health insurance. And then to look at the cap that we put millions of people take insulin, required to live, and to put a cap on $35 a month. I mean, you can afford that, but you're not paying for it anyway. That is, you're not paying out of pocket. So to suggest, and I hear people say, well, Democrats haven't done this, Democrats haven't done that. Democrats have done what has been needed and is continuing to do it. To talk about taking away affirmative action, and we've already seen a decline in the numbers of African Americans who get an opportunity to go to top flight universities in this country. And yeah, we do the historically Black colleges. I come from one. I come from another one. elections that you call a PBI. But my point is, if you start looking at where you've come from and realize where you are and try to make a comparison, you're going to vote for somebody who plays the dozens with you every week, who come out with another way of undercutting and taking a pot shot at your being, at your heritage, at the countries that you come from. I admit it's kind of tough, but we got to keep on pushing.
Congressman Davis, nice to speak with you. When we're talking about the outreach efforts leading up to the election, what are the necessary steps that the Democratic Party is taking in order to get more people to turn out and vote?
Well, I think Democrats are doing everything that you can possibly do. We are making use of the tremendous fundraising that the campaign has been able to generate. Nothing in history like it, which is an indication that there are people who are believers, individuals who never contributed a dime during their lifetimes to a political campaign, are making contributions, are giving what they've got. And I always say if you can get a lot of people to do a little bit, that's just as effective as a few people doing a whole lot. And so, yeah, we don't have the mega billionaires and all of that, but the campaign has been able to raise the money. Outreach in terms of making use of Black-oriented media, making use of every kind of outlet that you can come up with or come into contact. But then the old-fashioned door knock. I was very pleased last Saturday to come to Milwaukee with 105 people and knock on doors. Just simply, and we'll be back to knock on doors. But we're doing that all across the country. I expect to go to North Carolina tomorrow and Sunday to talk with people and help them understand that if you look at where you've come from, then you may have a different position or a different level of understanding in terms of what this business of voting means, what this business of unity means, what unification is all about. I'm excited, even though there's there are pockets of individuals who have not experienced all of the goodness and all of the greatness that this country has to offer. But I also believe that what you put in is what you get out. And just the exhilaration of knocking on somebody's door and say, will you vote for Kamala Harris to be the president of the United States, when women were not even mentioned when they wrote the Constitution?
You know, late Maya Angelou said that if someone tells you who they are, you should believe them. Project 2025 seems to be a very blatant statement in terms of if particularly Donald Trump is elected, how then Republicans were governed. Should people be concerned?
Like a dictator. You know, and Maya Angelou is my homegirl. We both were born down in the state of Arkansas and spent some time there, and I grew up there. And she had some So a very wise woman told the absolute truth. If somebody tell you what they're going to do, they're not joking. We know that Donald Trump is not joking. They're trying to re-engineer the operation of government and to take it back to the old political patronage system that existed before we had civil service. And that's exactly what they are attempting to do. And I know he has disavowed and said, I don't have anything to do with it. But if all the people doing it are people who've either worked for you or with you and follow you, if it's not yours, then I'd like to know whose it is. Who does it belong to? We have to guard against. I mean, we've worked too long and too hard to get to where we are. And so when people say we're not going back, no, we're not going back to sharecropping days. We're not going back to not believing and understanding and knowing. No, we're not going back to one-room schools like the one I went to when I started school. So no, we're not going back because we're going to move ahead and say to ourselves, forward ever, backwards never. You can fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on us. And we're not going to be fooled. We're going to march to the polling place. We're going to march and vote. We're going to vote as if it's going out of style, as if it did not exist before.
The new way forward, you know, when you talk about we're not going back, how is that? That's a little bit more than just a catchy kind of campaign cliches kind of thing. That is something that is intentional, right? To move forward.
Well, I'm not an economist, not in terms of saying that I'm an economist, although I've studied economics. And it seems to me that the way you keep an economy strong is to make sure that the resources flow throughout the economy. It's like blood to the body. If the blood keeps flowing and moving and touches every part, well, that's the way forward. That's to make sure that individuals who want to start small businesses get some help. Make sure that young people who want to go to college and universities and training programs and learn to make use of this new technology that we are experiencing, that's going forward. That's providing, and I'm believing that should we and when we elect Vice President Harris, we're going to be able to make early childhood education available to every child in this country. We're going to have a robust child tax credit so that we can do as we did in 2021, reduce child poverty by half, 50%. Low-income people got a credit, got money to help them raise their children so that their children had the basic necessities of life. That's what going forward means. That's what going forward has to mean. And we can make it happen. I'm so thrilled and so delighted. Can you imagine if we've got control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency? Oh, my Lord. What a great getting up morning that's going to be. I mean, that's going to do it, and we'll see things we've never seen before. We'll have hope that we've never had before, and it will be real, not just talking points, not just something somebody is saying, but something that is actually happening if only we believe and march ourselves right on down to the polling place.
Congressman Danny Davis of the 7th Congressional District there in the great state of Illinois, we thank you for spending a few moments with us.
It's a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to coming back over to Wisconsin because it's a great place, and I'll get a chance to maybe walk the street with Gwen Moore another time.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to that.
It's a pleasure.
All right, thank you, sir. That was lower, bro. Yeah, just get a chance.
No, that's all right.
That's okay. We good?
Yeah.
We whisper, cinema whisper test.
My apologies.
I was
My fault, DJ. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Danny Davis. I know he was really one of the key people when it came to the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
That has always been his thing, and to be able to
I mean, he's been doing it since '97. That's just congressional.
Yeah.
It was congressional.
Yeah, like you said, he graduated from college in '61.
He been
Yeah.
in elected office since the '70s.
Wow. Yeah. That's
Back when we was wearing bell bottoms.
I was born in 76.
1976.
On August 10th, 76.
Is that right?
My mama pushed me out.
Bicentennial, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, big bicentennial.
Yeah.
1976.
And here I am 48 years later.
Still here.
Still here. Thank the Lord. Thank the
In
Lord.
spite of a lot of seems to be
Hey.
criminal behavior back when he was young.
Oh, he did that. He did
You know,
that.
Words of
community
Keith.
voice. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right. We're
Let
gonna
me
finish
get up out of here, man.
Okay.
Let me jump up out of that.
DJ, this weekend.
Trying to stay safe. Lock
Don't
these
try.
reckless drivers up. Give him 10 years.
No puff parties.
He locked up. I don't think I would be invited anyway. No,
So what he throwing in
no,
prison?
y'all won't be starting no
What he
stories
throwing in
about
prison
me.
now? Orange parties.
Meat parties,
Orange meat parties. Orange party.
sausage parties.
Everybody in here show up in orange.
Everybody in the pod get tipsy.
Oh.
That's what everybody in the pod get tipsy.
You think? But I don't think he's
You
in
said,
gin,
whoa, whoa.
He's not in gin pop though, is he? He's on suicide watch. He ain't in gin pop.
Yeah, he on that Epstein.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully they check on him more than they did Epstein.
yeah, because Epstein did himself, didn't he?
Yeah, real time.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, hey everybody, have a great weekend. DJ, thank you. Jermaine, thank you.
you,
Debo,
sir.
thank you. And let me thank Congressman Danny Davis. I had a chance to talk to his colleague yesterday, and so look forward to when he comes to the city. People out. Good Lord willing, creek don't rise. We hope to talk to everybody on Monday. Y'all have a safe and wonderful weekend. And as always, go from this place in peace.